AI literally taking over everything, including your jobs, right? There's been a lot of layoffs that has been happening, like over the past month or a couple of months now, from a lot of big major companies. So we have Verizon just did a cut to 15,000 jobs and the largest layoff in company history, right? The largest layoff in company history. Verizon's communication plans to eliminate about 15,000 U.S. jobs next week, representing roughly 15% of its domestic workforce and making the biggest reduction in its 140-year history. The layoffs stem from intense competition in wireless and home internet services, including subscriber losses. So they're trying to say that it stems from intense competition, which they could be telling the truth here, but I don't think that's really the full actual reason that they're doing or cutting all these jobs. They're trying to save money. You know, what I mean, they want to make money. Every company wants to make money. They want to make money, right? And they want to increase how much money that they're making. So how do you keep making money? How do you increase making money? Well, you cut jobs. You cut jobs. You fire people. That cuts costs, right? And then uh, with this huge wave of AI now, AI is now becoming the new option to replace people, right? It's becoming the new cost-efficient way to replace people, people that these jobs and companies deem as useless and don't need to function, right? And it all started. It all started when Elon Musk bought Twitter. Everyone saw what happened when Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? He bought Twitter, changed it to X, and fired literally almost the entire staff, or pretty much the entire staff. The entire previous staff of Twitter, he fired them all, right? And literally just kept like his own, kept a small amount of staff there. And what happened with Twitch? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, Twitch is honestly, I'm on Twitch right now, right? I mean, Twitch is running perfectly fine, right? I mean, because I guess we don't need, like 15, 20,000 people to run a website, right? It's kind of crazy, like, to be honest. Like, so I definitely understand that they do want to cut people that are useless, that don't bring any value to the company, and that don't bring any value to the product, and are just there basically sucking the life out of these companies, and not doing anything. So I definitely agree to get rid of those people, right? Um, Verizon's target for layoffs rises to 20,000, an additional 5,000 in 6 hours. No fucking way. That's crazy. So first they started with 15,000, and then they increased it to 20. That's wild. They are going in, bro. This is crazy, bro. Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have a solid government statistics to know how your economy. Oh wait, right? So layoffs since April. Amazon 30K. So yeah, there's been a huge wave. So yeah, like I said, it all started when Elon Musk, he bought Twitter, fired pretty much thousands of fucking people and the staff, and kept a small amount of people. And literally every single company saw this. Every single company saw this and was just like, well, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we cutting out all this fluff and trash and waste that we have that is just bogging us down, right? Amazon, 30K. Intel, 25K. UPS, 20K. Microsoft, 15K. Meta, 3,600. Target, 1,800. Charter, 1,200. Paramount, 1,000. Rivian, 600. an XAI 500. Add Verizon to the list, and they just laid off 15,000, and then their stock went up. And that's another thing too. Every single company that has did all these layoffs, immediately after, their stock increased. Immediately after, their stock increased. So it's an incentive for these companies to do this. It's an incentive for these companies to do this. This is wild. Like, I cannot believe like how many jobs is being cut by these major companies. And it's not just them. It's not just these major companies. There's way more companies out here that are not being reported on that are firing thousands of people. Right? There's even healthcare companies that are doing major layoffs as well. I'm telling you guys, if you have a job, hold on to your job as long as you possibly can. As long as you possibly can, right? Because you never know what will happen to you. Like, everything can be gone like that. Like that. Everything can be gone within a snap of a finger. It could be gone. That's it, right? I literally had I have an incident I'm going to share. Actually, my stepdad just actually got laid off from his job, right? I'm just now finding out about this. This happened to him 2 months ago, and I'm just now finding out about this because he's been in such a rut and been depressed about it. He didn't really want to share about the situation at first, but my stepdad, he was laid off. He was laid off from his job. He worked at Florida Blue for 20 plus years, right? 20 plus years, and he's an Army veteran. He's an Army veteran. Worked at Florida Blue for 20 plus years, and they let him go. They laid him off, and his whole entire department just got let go without any notice, any announcement, nothing like that. Apparently, the company brought the entire department into some kind of meeting, and literally told them, "All right, guys, we're firing you. That's why we brought you all in here today, because we're firing you, the whole entire department." And giving them severance packages and stuff like that, right? Truly diabolical. Like, I can't even imagine how I would feel, just unexpectedly just losing your job that you've been at for 20 plus years, right? And they didn't even give him a reason. They didn't give any of them a reason why they were letting them go. No reason at all. So it's truly diabolical, and I'm just gonna say, honestly, yeah, it's AI. That's what I'm going to say. It's AI. I mean, we all know this. I mean, that would be the reason why, more than likely, you don't want to say, right? We all know it's AI. Every company out here is trying to implement AI and cut costs. We all know this, right? So I'm telling you guys, if you have a job, make sure you hold on to your job as long as possible until you can find something better, and find something better that is sustainable. You know what I mean? That is going to last. That you can buckle down, and that'll be your career. You know what I mean? That'll be what you're going to do, and you have stability in that job, right? So continuing on from there, layoffs in October were the highest since 2003. Layoffs for any October, highest since 2003. Warehousing and technology sectors led last month's surge. So technology, mostly the hits have been in technology and warehouse, right? And this proves another point that is AI, right? Because what is AI? It's technology, right? And so AI is mostly being used to mitigate a lot of technological processes and also to do a lot of manufacturing work. So a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of moving stuff around, a lot of logistics, um, and then the technical side of being able to do a lot of processes fast and easy and quickly, right? Is AI is literally AI. That's what's going on here with all these layoffs, right? Because AI is replacing these people and replacing the processes that these people are doing. U.S. layoffs are running at crisis pace. U.S. companies announced 153,074 job cuts in October, nearly tripling from 2024. It was the worst October in 22 years. Year to date, layoffs have reached a million 99,500, up to plus 65 YOY, nearing great financial crisis levels. Jesus. That's insane. The job cuts just keep increasing over time. Holy shit. Bro, if this keeps up, a lot of people won't have jobs at all, and we just be sitting at home doing nothing. What are we gonna do if there's no people working? We're all replaced by AI and robots. What are we doing here? This is how you're going to win in this job market. We got the random recruiter. You can't just rely on cold applications and call it a day. Think about it. You have the most amount of active candidates in a decade due to layoffs, PIPs, reports, etc. Then you have the most amount of passive candidates as well. These are the folks that are currently employed but unhappy for whatever reason. RTO, delayed promotion, raise, small bonuses, etc. So they have one foot out the door. On top of that, internal recruiters and TAHR teams have gotten whacked with layoffs as much as any other white collar job function. So you have the most amount of candidates applying, plus overwhelmed internal teams. This puts you at a significant advantage when applying to jobs online. Of course, it's required to do. You can still get a job this way, but you should take it a step further and try contacting decision makers directly to see if you know anyone internally that could put in a good word for you. Okay. I mean, that's literally should be a thing that you should do when you're looking for jobs. You should be active. You should be active when you're looking for a job. You should be contacting the employers, trying to follow up with the employers. This should be fucking common sense, common knowledge, right? Like it shouldn't take some dude on Twitter to tell you how to get a job. But a lot of people don't know how to get a job because they're just that retarded. They're just that stupid, right? So anyway, got this meme here. After 4 years and 4 rounds of layoffs, I have officially been let go. We got another one that's also listing more companies. IBM 3000, AMAT 1400, Charter, Kroger, Comcast, UPS, Paycom, Oracle, Target, Salesforce. You cannot make this up. Like I said, bro, it's more companies. So many companies are doing this. They are doing this. They feel comfortable to do this now ever since Elon Musk did this shit, right? Now every company is doing this shit now. They're trying to cut costs. They're trying to increase stock. They're trying to make money. They're trying to replace people. Here's the Treasury Secretary. We are approaching America's golden age under President Trump. Jobs are booming, inflation is falling, and Main Street and Wall Street will rise together in an era of parallel prosperity. See, this is where I have to disagree because he's talking about, oh, jobs are booming, inflation is falling, blah blah blah. Okay, the jobs are booming. That's if the jobs were booming, then why can't people find jobs? Why can't people get a job? Why is it so hard for people to get a job if the jobs are booming, right? Um, Inflation, I don't even think inflation is moving, right? I don't even think inflation is moving or improving or anything, right? And nobody gives a fuck about Main Street and Wall Street. The only people who care about that are the people who are in it. Nobody cares about Wall Street and Main Street. Stop talking about that shit to the average public. Nobody cares about it. The average public person absolutely dislikes Wall Street and Main Street.
Times since Main Street's done well, and that's what happened in Trump 1.0. Hourly workers did better than supervisory workers. The bottom 50% of households had a net worth increase that was higher than the top 10%. So we are going to see Main Street surge here along with Wall Street, which we've already seen. So I think it's going to be a great year next year. I think inflation's going to come down. You know, we're seeing gasoline prices come down. We should see interest rates come down, which will help the housing market. I think next year we're going to go.
Jobs are booming is, in my opinion, not true, right? Inflation is falling. I don't see that happening right now. And like I said, Main Street and Wall Street, nobody gives a fuck but you retards that are involved in it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that, right? We got Caroline Leavitt. 153,000 jobs. This is from this retard lefty Republican. I mean, I'm sorry, not Republican. Democrat. Republican Ilhan Omar, right? Who is here in the country because she married her, or she naturalized in the country, but she got her brother in the country by marrying her brother. By the way, if you didn't know, she married her brother legally here in the country, so that she can get him in the country, right? But anyway, Republicans built the economy, fueled mass layoffs, and now want to blame Democrats because the numbers look bad. I don't even understand how this chick is a representative. Like, somebody needs to get her out. Please, like, we need to get this chick out. I don't even understand where the delusions and fantasies that she makes up comes from. Like, it's absolutely retarded. But we're gonna watch this video here with Caroline Leavitt's response. Leavitt, the Democrats may have permanently damaged the federal statistical system with October CPI and job reports likely never being released, and all of that economic data released will be permanently impaired.
Economists, investors, and policymakers at the Federal Reserve to receive critical government data. The Democrats may have permanently damaged the federal statistical system with October CPI and jobs reports likely never being released. And all of that economic data released will be permanently impaired, leaving our policymakers at the Fed flying blind at a critical period. Economists, investors.
I can believe the Democrats obscuring workforce data and economic data, for sure. CNNPC announced corporate job cuts surging past 1 million so far this year, with 153,000 new layoffs just in October, according to Challenger. That is the worst October since 2003.
That is the worst October since 2000.
About the health of the job market. Steve Leisman joins us with the latest numbers from Challenger on job cuts. What's going on?
Yeah, well, this is like a clue from like a cough or a sneeze or whatever. But announced corporate job cuts, Andrew, in the U.S. surging past 1 million so far this year, with 153,000 new layoffs announced just in October, according to Challenger. That is the worst October since 2003. Here are the numbers. October up 153. That compares with September. That's 100,000 more than September.
Jesus Christ, do you see that number? Do you see that? How did it triple in 1 month? I need an explanation for this. How did it? This is September 2025, and this is October 20. How did it triple in 1 month? I'm confused. So something's not right here.
And 100,000 more than this time last year in October 2024. Andy Challenger commenting, some industries are correcting after the hiring boom of the pandemic, but this comes as AI adoption, softening consumer and corporate spending, and rising costs drive belt tightening and hiring freezes. Announced layoffs don't always lead to actual cuts and could take place from attrition, but the report puts in perspective what we've been reporting here day after day, week after week. Series of marquee announcements unveiled in recent weeks across.
Look at all these companies, bro. All these companies that you know, all of you know these companies. They're all out here. They're everywhere. They're worldwide. We know all these companies, and literally every single one of them are cutting and laying off jobs, cutting people, thousands of people.
Including UPS, Amazon, Target, among others, Paramount, Rivian, all these companies there. Government has been responsible year to date for 308,000. But look at that, Tech 141. That could be where you see a lot.
Man, of course, the government is the highest one. I mean, the government is the most bloated entity ever. Like the government should not have been as big as it is, with all these people in there that just should not be in there. I'm sorry. Like, get them out. Get all the garbage and waste out of the government.
And warehousing, but a big chunk of that's going to be UPS, as well as potentially some hit from reduced flows of trade. Retail is up there, as is services at 64,000. You take out the Doge cuts, the number's a bit better at 800,000, but still well above last year. Challenger doesn't see much in the way of hiring, saying announced plans are 35% below last year, and they're skeptical about the number of new hires for the holiday season.
In the words of Asmongold, put the fries in the bag when it comes to government, federal workers being wasteful federal workers that are useless. Put the fries in the bag and get the fuck out. Right? But this is crazy. Our economy is horrible. Young and old people are struggling to feed their families and keep roofs over our heads. The job market is the worst in modern history, with new mass layoffs announced daily. Trump and Vance just deny it. That's their response. Yeah, I mean, like, and this is where I disagree with Trump sitting here trying to make believe that, you know, everything is fine, everything is record breaking, everything is at record numbers. You know, we got the numbers, guys, we got the numbers, everything's working so well, and it's just everything is not working so well. I would say most of your stuff are working well, but he's over dramatizing what's actually working and what's not working, because Trump does lie too, right? Trump does lie, right? Cost and inflation were far higher under Sleepy Joe Biden administration. The first thing he does is blame Joe Biden. Then they are now, in fact, costs under the Trump administration are tumbling down, helped greatly by gasoline and energy. Like, we need more than just gasoline and energy. Like, we need to see food costs being lowered, and just other areas. You know, housing. We need to see housing get better. Energy. I do kind of see a bit of an improvement in energy, I think, in my opinion. I'm not sure. I might have seen an improvement in my light bill, but I'm not sure. Affordability is a lie when used by the Dems. It is a complete con job. Thanksgiving costs are 25% lower this year than last. Under Cricket Joe, we are the party of affordability. So I don't believe Trump is like completely. He puts like little lies in between his troops, right? And he overinflates like some of the things that he says, right? And then he's also very divisive. I do agree that he's very divisive because he literally just all he does immediately is point the finger at the Democrats, and whoever else is the issue. Like I get they're the issue, but it's just like figure out a way to constructively point to where the problem is instead of like just being like a little kid and then being like, oh well, no, it's actually him, it's actually this guy, it's actually this guy that's doing this. Like, come on, man. Like, be a bit more professional and come up with a more professional way, right, of going about this instead of just like acting like a child, in my opinion. But definitely, if you have a job, here in America, right? Because this is where I am right now. I'm in America. If you have a job here in America, you are one of the lucky ones. Keep your job. Hold on to your job as long as you can until you can find something better that's secure, that's stable, that you know you're going to be at for a long time, and that you'll like, that you'll love. But if you have a job, you are a lucky one, and hold on to it, right? Because AI is taking over everything, and they are laying off thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are being laid off, right? And it can happen to anybody out here, right? So definitely, like and subscribe, guys.